Moving on to 4.6, career readiness. Dr. Ioannis?
Thank you, Mrs. Van Heitzma. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about our career readiness program for students in grades 6 through 12. So we have two people that are going to take us through a presentation. Jill Hill, who is our teaching and learning specialist at the middle school, and Janet Norling, who is our career development coordinator at the high school. Let me just share my screen. Part of what they'll talk about is some experiences that students have in grades 6 through 12, focusing on career exploration, potential career pathways, and they'll also talk a little about what's called educational development plans. So thank you both for being here. Let me.
Hi, so I'm Janet Norling from the high school, career development and testing coordinator, and Jill is next to me. But we're really happy to be here, and I like the part that you were reading about the career and CTE resolution as well, because one of the words that stuck out to me as you were reading that was meaningful. When I started in this position in 2019, one of the funny things was I would go into classrooms to do their educational development plan, and I would say, I'm here, and I said my only goal was to have the kids not go, ugh. So I said, if I can do that this year, I will have, accomplished something. And luckily, I've accomplished something. So without the hiccup of COVID, I think we would have really been flying. But the whole idea of our goal in career planning is to make it meaningful to the students so that it's not just a one and done, so that it is far-reaching throughout the whole school, and that they really take it to heart. So we've done some things, at least at the high school, and I know at the middle school as well, to help to individualize it to the student, to help it be ongoing. A couple of the things that we've done is I've tried to make Zello, which is our platform for the EDPs, more meaningful and more useful by putting the job opportunities as well as the scholarship opportunities into that platform, so that students aren't just going there for that one day that I'm in their classroom. Instead, it's a place that they can go and find more information about careers. They can create that plan of action and inform their own personal curriculum. Sorry, I didn't click this. Is that how you do it?
I think so. It looks like that. Maybe Joe will click it for you. There you go. Oh, no, you're back.
Now I went too far.
There you go.
So this is our goal. So really that's kind of the main goal, is to make it meaningful, make it useful, and make it something that students now K through 12 all want to use and are happy to explore. I'm gonna go to you.
Okay. And we start that work in the middle school. The counselors at the middle school work with each of the students to begin their individual development plans through Zello. They were actually doing that again this week. Another thing that we do within the middle school is work with the Pathful Connect virtual presenters to come in, basically connect, and we can do that live or you can do a recording. The teachers also can sign up for Pathful Connect visits with career professionals. We do also offer them through the Learning Commons, where kids can sign up to come down. And they really focus on the areas that are our focus in our community and our county that we've been advised our focus areas through our connection, Ben Moore and at Oakland Schools. And they are manufacturing, construction, health, information technology, and transportation, logistics, mobility, and energy. So those 5 areas are the areas that we try to have some type of a Pathful Connect or presenter on to bring those to light for the kids, so they can just make those connections with the areas that we're focusing on with careers in our area. We also do a lot of career exploration, hands-on activities in the Learning Commons. We continually try to supplement the reading materials in there so that students can learn more about jobs and up-and-coming jobs, a lot more with technology, robotics, STEM. There's a lot of connection between Makers Club and trying to talk about careers. So even though it's a Makers Club, it actually runs like a career exploration in a 7th hour. And so each time that we do it, the kids can come and sign up to be a part of that. And it's everything from building to like basic building to coding and programming and actually artificial intelligence as well. So there's a lot of different activities that they can get exposed to. And then one of the really fun things that we get to do in June is the STEMI comes to visit. And that's the Oakland Schools, it's a semi that is a STEMI. And you can see kind of a shot of it there. We did it last year in June, and then we thought it might not be so lucky that we were the last school. It's the first week in June that we do it. Ours will be June 5th this year, the week of June 5th. At first, we were a little nervous. We were trying to figure out which was the best week for this. Did we want it in the middle of the winter? And all of the different districts were signing up for it last year. And it fell to us. We decided that we were just going to be the last district and go in June, and it was perfect because we got a lot of build up to it. It was beautiful weather. Everybody was relaxed. Oakland Schools was relaxed, and we got a really, really great experience. So keep that in mind. We'll remind you on June, prior to that June 5th, if you'd like to come over, if you'd like to explore. Oakland Schools has added more to that STEMI. It also has created lesson plans that go with the activities that are in the STEMI, and all of them relate to those 5 areas: construction, health, information technology, and then transportation, logistics, mobility, and energy. We actually are meeting to bring some of those STEM activities to the classroom as well. And so there's a lot of outreach and collaboration with Oakland Schools and their STEM cohorts to help support our school and what the kids can do, so that as they're exploring, they have some ideas about what they might want to also study at the high school level, beyond just like career focus, but also classroom focus, so that starts them on the right pathway.
Very well said. I'm glad she said all the 5 areas like multiple times, so I don't have to say them again. So a couple of things with the educational development plan. If you don't know the components, there's personal information, assessments and inventories, career goals, and this is true at the middle school level as well. Education and training goal, a course plan, resumes, certificates and credentials. They can keep track of that through their Zello. Post-secondary plans, as well as creating a talent portfolio. So we're really trying to pull a lot of these things into their EDP, as we call them, and make sure that they are seeing the usefulness. So a couple things that I've mentioned within the building, so that when I go into classes or when I talk to staff, for the EDPs, there's a skills and interests, and they also have what's called a skills lab, so it's an assessment or an inventory around their skills, that those would be perfect areas that the students could use, especially during the personal project. We used to do a paper and pencil personal project skills and interest inventory, and I was like, it's in there. Let's not rebuild something, let's make it so that everything kind of flows together. So we've been working on that. And then things like the resume and the certifications and the credentials. If everything can be housed in this one place, students have access to Zello for 3 years after graduation, as long as they've put in a new email. And then same thing with the Pathful Connect. We don't have Pathful at the high school. It used to be called NEPRIS, and we did. But this year, they've asked us or tasked us with doing in live or presentations or outreach. So that idea of finding that meaningful connection and finding people in the community. So I worked with the counselors, and we put together a Google form, and Ms. Haynes is one of the people who filled out the Google form, which was great. But what we did was we sent it out to all the families and said, do you have a career that you would like to share with students? And we created these career pathway presentations. I've dealt with my works. We actually are tasked with doing the 5 areas, and so far we've had 12 different presentations in the school, not including the places that we've gone out to. Today I had 2 IT people come in, one first hour and one third hour. Tomorrow I have Matt Squared, which is an apprenticeship program, coming in. So lots of different variety. We've dealt with alumni and parents. So most of the presenters, we've had my works, we've had a lot of different, trade skills groups come in, but also we've dealt with parents. So I had 2 engineer parents, I've had the IT parents, we will be having more to come in the future. So we're really trying to make it a community event and make connections within the community, with our parents, and with our alumni as well. Some of the things that we've done otherwise, and you can see the pictures up there, but Manufacturing Day, we actually took a group of students over to Heller, the company over, it's Heller Machine Tool. It's my husband's company, so I should remember the name of it. But we took them over to Heller Machine Tool, and they got to do hands-on learning. They got presentations from the people there and a nice tour of the facility. The Future Fair, we've called it that. It used to be called the College Fair. We changed the name back in 2019. At first, we included trade schools. Now we've even branched out. We have some employers in the community. Primeway is one. They make office furniture. They've actually hired 3 of the high school graduates, and so they wanted to come in to promote Brasco International. So we've expanded it so that it's not just a college fair, so that they really can think about their future and different alternatives. Construction Career Days is coming up in April. But we also have, in conjunction with our diversity club, the Women in Power will come back this spring, and the CTE classes are also going to start their interviewing process, where they have the kids go through the interviewing process so that they get that hands-on feel of things that are happening. So lots going on, middle school, high school. We're working together so that we make it the best possible career program that we can have.